All I had to do was turn off the Wi-Fi. Like, I guess my cell phone service is better than the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Say it again super quietly.
9909.
Okay. So I'll give that like 10 minutes to like fill up. But now I don't get to smoke while I have to talk to people.
What if, since you turned it off, what if we went back out? We can.
We can see what happens. Yeah, let's go see what happens. You don't have to follow me. We can see what happens. Can you guys still hear me out here? Somebody say if you can hear me or not. All right, you can hear me. All right, I'll be right back. So they say they can hear me out here. We'll give it like a 5-minute test. And then, which light did you have on that worked?
They both work.
Just the one that was like really dim? I think it was that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one's way bright. No, the other one had like a super glare. I was just hoping it didn't get this dark.
Candles.
Yeah, do that.
How many? Well, we've got one, so I can do several. We've got one.
Yeah, do that.
So there's your...
Okay, cool.
Candles.
I love that you have so many candles.
I love candles. I'm addicted to them. I love fragrance. I love perfume.
All right, people, what's up? Connection keeps cutting out. Who's telling me that we've got bad connection? Can you guys hear everything I'm saying? Can you see me? You are too dark. Can you throw on that light, actually?
Yeah.
People are saying that they can't see me. Can you hear me? Yes, it keeps going out. Connection is fine. I'm not in the dark anymore. There's a light. Can you hear me? Yes, hear dark but can't see. Can barely see me still? I think every single one of you have been believing things that aren't true, but that's going to change here in a second. I need to know if you guys can understand what I'm saying, and if you're going to be able to see what I have to show you. Otherwise, I have to go back inside. Okay, it's good. You're fine, good here, good here. Connection is bad. We can see and hear you just fine. Who am I supposed to listen to? I'm not on a router, I'm on cell service. You're upside down. Can see you, can hear you. Okay, well, some of you guys aren't going to get what you want. There's a statement from someone that's going to get shared in the chat that should explain exactly how this is going to go. I don't know when he's going to get here. Why are so many people saying I'm upside down and then saying that I'm not? Well, there's a glare right there, so... Of course I checked it before going live. I checked every location in the entire area to make sure that I had a connection. Oh my God. There you go. Okay, so who's been following the Robert the Deplorable videos that have been coming out? Exactly. Wise not to release the names of alleged infiltrators until they are vetted to avoid false allegations. Finally, someone with some intelligence. Give that iPad. Okay. So I've got a list of accusations from a guy named Robert the Deplorable, and I'm going to roll through these. If you don't know what these are, I'd suggest not paying attention to them, but I've got them all right here. So basically, I think what I should share first is our conversation. So give me 1 second. So, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Okay, so I'm going to scroll through these, and anybody can take screenshots, and then I'm going to read them. So, basically, the way that our conversation went yesterday is, I was offered a bribe to betray the instructions that I received from Isaac, and I'm going to tweet all these later, so if you couldn't get any of them, they'll be on my Twitter. After the first offers where I took the first screenshot, and it exactly goes, I'll be praying for you to consider what I said and try to understand that I need to follow the instructions that I was given. And he says, if you decide to trust me with the info, and only me and my wife, we can go through it all as we stated. We won't go public till you say to go public. And if it's funds you need, we have right now $6,800 that we will send you. That's what we have saved. So when you want to give me the info, the second it's in my hands, I'll go buy 8 to 9 money orders and mail them the same day. We are blocked from sending money most ways. I said, what information do you want specifically that I was directed not to give? His instructions, which I was willing to share, his instructions so he could see exactly what I was told to do. And he says, no, the entire contents of the Dead Man Switch. Now, that concerns me because he not only said he already had it, but he says now he's claiming it's either 300 or 3,000 people already have it, and he's claiming he gave it to a detective. Now, I've got a contact to run the information that I know that I can trust that can confirm that that's not accurate, okay? So, essentially, you're hearing the beginning of what is essentially more money that's ever been offered to anyone for a bribe for information. Anyway, so he says the entire contents of the DMS, so if it comes down to your safety and funding, you know we have what we have, I'll put it aside, and when you're ready for it or need it, or Isaac's wishes can be fulfilled, we'll send it as soon as it's in our hands. Now, if he already has it, and if he says that other people already have it, what is the importance of me betraying Isaac's wishes and sending it to him instantly and offering me money for it? And essentially, after that, the next text, which is right there, says, another person responded. She said, and I quote, once the information goes public, I will send it immediately to you or him directly. So he changes it from saying that he'll wait till I say it's okay. He says, once the information goes public, I will send it to you. And she thinks like I do. So no reason to give anything if it just doesn't come out. If it dies with you, we lose. And now we're out of money to boot. So that's over $10,000 guaranteed the second you get the info to me. I can't imagine Kappy wanted it to sit and not be public quickly. You have your work cut out for you. Now, my instructions were specifically, if I was offered money, to sit on it as long as I thought appropriate, because he knew that that is exactly what was going to happen. He knew that the Vipers were going to come out, and they were going to offer money, and they were going to do all this stuff and everything else. And then after that, he says, I have 30 other people also willing to help keep you safe after this goes public. We're rooting for you. Anything if it just because it doesn't dies with you, we lost. I got that. And then says, damn, look at this. Another 5,000 has also just been promised. So things would be fine. You will be safe. If that was your worry, it's all taken care of. That should keep you safe for a year. So send me the information. That's over $17,000. So now we're just waiting for you to send it. So he offered me $17,000 to send it to him instantly. When he says he already has it, he says a detective already has it. He says 300 to 3,000 people already have it. When, he's directly asking me to betray Isaac's wishes. And now all this is going to be on Twitter so it can be verified exactly the words that I'm reading. After this, he says, I say, wow, I don't even know what to say. You're asking me to act against the direct instructions of my dead brother. I didn't even have to tell you I had it. Can you explain to me how my safety or Isaac's wishes are being served by holding money over me that absolutely is needed to implicate his conspirators with my contact, because obviously resources are needed for that, which was my promise directive to him, knowing that not only will that not get done, but the money you're holding over me is the kind of money that you know would change my life, and you're trying to hold that over me for this information, and I still have to say no because of my loyalty to Isaac. And after that, he claimed that he was going, he tried to get an address out of me by claiming he was going to all these Western unions to, and I'll have those texts too, claiming he was going to all these Western unions to give me a little bit of money to make sure that I could eat and stuff like that. And he wasted my time lying to me the whole night, wasting everybody's time. And obviously I didn't give him my proper location because I knew that he was lying and we wanted to see. So, at the very end, the last text I sent to him was, we got to stick together, man. There aren't many of us left. Even without money, we have to stick together. And when I mentioned, because we mentioned apps before, he said, all these apps require me to put it in a bank. I don't have a bank. That's what sucks. To send, you must have bank info. So he's literally trying to draw an address out of me, which now he thinks he has, and he definitely doesn't. He doesn't even, he's not even in the right, it's state. So, and then I said, don't worry about the money. If you find a solution, fine. I said, be my friend, be my ally, help me vindicate Isaac, and trust me, that's all I ask. And he said, that's what I'm doing. And I'm also going to help you financially. Now, that was at 11 the night before. And then at 4 o'clock today, he said, he gave me a location. I don't know if I want to dox. I mean, I'm kind of already... I'll plug back out or not. And all this stuff is going to get shared. Other people have access to it, so if anything happens to me in the meantime, all these screenshots are going to be shared. He's clearly using this because he found a way to get some notoriety, to get some followers, to get to make himself the star of the show. And he needs content. So he thought he could get it out of me by offering me 10 grand. Now, all of these narratives that they construct about that's what it is and that's all it's ever been about, and they tried to pin that on Nathan. Don't forget that this is the same person that tried to call Nathan a hitman a couple of months ago. We've got those tweets. We've got all these tweets. All this dude is trying to do is make himself the star of the show, and he thinks that he can do it this way. And so after that, after literally 6 hours of him saying, we need you alive, much love, everything else, this is the next text, and all this is going to be on Twitter. he said, he gave me a location, and he said, that's where I'm at right now. I'm coming to find you. The game is over. I'm bringing a full escort of an army. Enjoy. You moved within too close of me. Very stupid. And I said, you think I gave you any clue where I actually am? You think I'm stupid? You think you can threaten me? He says, yes, and I'm sending you to prison. And I told him, what are you going to tell the cops? The narrative that you made up in your head? Because I guarantee you, you're going to be the first one in a cell. Now, after all of that, I have all of his accusations that I don't even know if I want to go through all these because it's just really exhausting. Basically, I'll read them off. Can everybody still hear everything that I'm saying? I gotta scroll down through like 80,000 messages. Jeez. Somebody tell me you can hear what I'm saying. Yes, there's a dead man switch, and I have specific instructions, and I'm going to follow the instructions that Isaac gave me, just like he would have followed the instructions that I gave him, okay? It's not like it is in the movies. You guys need to stop pretending this is Game of Thrones and Isaac was some kind of character. Like, we have instructions of what to do, and if I was offered money, I was told to sit on it as long as I need. And if all these people have it like he claims, let them be the one to share it. Because who's the one that's had shots fired at him? Who's the one that has had no place to stay? Who's the one that has had people follow him around? It's me. So I'll keep taking those punches for Isaac, but if all these people want to claim that they've got all this, then let them be the one to do it. Why isn't he stepping up? And you know, if he claims he's got all this information, if he claims he knows all these things, let him be the one to share it. Where's the other heroes? Where's the other people taking up the torch besides all the people that are supporting? You know what I mean? So I got from whatever video he released, he's saying that Mikey doesn't have the switch. He is the switch, meaning he is responsible for Kappy's death. The mistake that Kappy made was trusting Mikey over money, making a scheme. Mikey had been begging for money. He revisits Kappy's comments, blah, 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 drugs he mentions, the car, he's claiming I had some black Hyundai, and I also have call logs showing that me and him were FaceTiming the day before he died, so people that are saying that we weren't friends is the last thing. He says Mikey was the last person to see Kappy alive. Me and Kappy have never been in the same state at the same time. We've never met in person. Like, he accuses Mikey of driving Kappy to Arizona to die. I haven't been in Arizona in years. I have a witness sitting next to me who knows exactly where I was, and I'm about to show you a document showing exactly where I was. It says cabal, all this stuff, and he mentions because I have tattoos from when I was young and in all my metal bands that's the reasons why he can rationalize this, and I have the names of these neighbors and the names of these girls, but he's claiming about some witch and saying that I knew some witch. I don't know, you know, like I know about what Isaac thought about these people, but I don't necessarily know about witchcraft involvement. I don't watch Robert's videos, by the way. I don't watch any of these negative videos, so I get my bullet points from people that I trust, and they're the ones who inform me about it. So they're saying that those three conspired to kill him. Mikey is the switch. He's the Judas. Blah, blah, blah. Those three conspired to kill him. It's all Mikey. He's claiming about some priest that I'm just now hearing about today that was supposed to have helped. Mikey is the only one who knows what happened because he did it. Now he's directly accusing me of murdering my best friend. Which is why he forced my hand on this. So any doxing that's done in sharing these text messages is on him because he's a charlatan, he's a viper, and all he's doing is for content and attention. And the deal that Isaac made with his financial thing, he didn't even want me to know about it because he thought I would be disappointed in him because of how close we were. And I have every document to prove that we talked every single day. I have every document to prove that we spoke the day before he died. And in a minute, I'll show you the documents that will put this whole thing to rest. they claim it's all about money, but when this dude offers me $17,000 and I won't betray my friend for it, and I'm literally posting those pictures on Twitter, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I'm not going to keep taking this, okay? I'm not going to keep taking these nutcases coming out of the woodwork, making me rebuilding some kind of a life a struggle for me. So if I'm forced to make this my last statement, then it will be, and I'll release the things that were asked to be released in a way that I know through people that I trust and people that will actually support me and support Isaac in making it available in a way that doesn't put anybody else in danger. Because the only reason I'm still sitting here is because there were people willing to sacrifice and actually believe in his cause and believe in my cause and actually make a sacrifice to ensure my survival. And without them, I wouldn't be sitting here. So it's not because of all of these people that are using this as entertainment. It's not because of all of these people. Like, the last 6 months of my life, I survived by the skin of my teeth, and it was on my own. And they're claiming I'm teleporting from states to states, and they're claiming I have these resources to do anything. They're claiming whatever it is that they're claiming, that I was a methamphetamine addict or whatever. They're claiming I could even have afforded that. The cabal kept me. The cabal. One of the things in here is the cabal kept me supported. I was sleeping in a garage. People knew that, and like, there's people who also in the document I'm about to show talk to me on video and know exactly the location I was in when he died. He's talking about witches, Holly, like, it's just nonsense. Like, the dude is just a nutcase, man. And when he calls me on the phone, I don't record the calls. I don't do stuff like Nathan and betray people, which is also a felony because it's a two-party consent in both places that we are. So, Nathan, I reached out to you because I wanted to share this information because I thought you were still a good dude, and you betrayed me. So as far as I'm concerned, you're a coward. And if you want to have a conversation with me, we can have a conversation as well. And if the conversation wants to go to Jason Boss, I can burn him as well. And he's a coward and a liar as well. And all he did is set me up to remove me from the equation. And that's all they're trying to do. They want to remove me from the equation. If they can make it so no one will help me, if they can make it so no one will believe me, everything, then there's nobody left, because they got Kappy. They already got him, okay? So there's nobody left to take up the mantle, so they're trying to destroy my reputation to the best of their ability. That is what is happening, and people need to realize it. And all of it, what he's kind of relying on in the rest of these accusations, I got bullet points from somebody else because I won't watch his videos, is that Isaac actually hated me, blah, blah, blah. And I disappeared right after the announcement. The reason I disappeared right after the announcement is because I had to have my phone secured, essentially like a witness protection phone, because of the reason I had to flee. And you know what? I don't owe anybody any excuses for any of it, because if I don't stay alive, then it doesn't matter in the first place. Okay? So the reason that I'm doing this is for the good people that are out there that are still supporting this fight and are still supporting Isaac and are still supporting his memory and still want to carry this on. And I've been taking the punches this entire time, and I've been nothing but honest the entire time and been nothing but attacked. And now they want to say that my friend wasn't my friend and that he hated me when I have FaceTime calls from the day before he died and everything else. So, we talked every single day, and, he was like my best friend. He was the only one who stuck to me through all of it. So the last thing before I'm going to get off this is, during my travels to where I was going, I had to be seen at a hospital. Not only did I speak to a bunch of people while I was there, but that know I was there, but I also have video from when I was there. And if we can get this, I'll put it on Twitter as well. Let's see if that's able to be seen. That shows that my admission date was the day that Isaac died. Okay? And this is from the hospital that I had to stop at on my trip when I was in a state in between where I was going. Okay? So it says right there that my admission is 5/12 and that I wasn't discharged till 5/15. Okay? So I'm also going to upload that to Twitter. So any single thing he said has been absolutely blown out of the water. I was admitted to a hospital during the entire time that my best friend was dying. There's documented proof of it. This dude is a liar, and if you follow him, you're listening to a viper, and you need to search your heart, and you need to pray on it, because what you're doing is you're giving it to someone who is exploiting his memory. They are exploiting his memory. And I've gotten information that calls from what I believe to be this exact person are being placed to Isaac's parents to try and convince him of me having some kind of involvement. And it's all about removing me from the equation. So if you guys want to sit back and let me be removed from this equation because of these vipers, when there's nobody left to carry the torch who knows exactly what happened and who was there and saw exactly what we were trying to fight in the first place, it seems like everybody has lost sight of how this started and what this was supposed to be. This was thrust upon me, and I took that responsibility on my shoulders with pride. But when's the last time we talked about what we were supposed to be talking about? When's the last time we talked about the children? When's the last time we talked about any of the things that we're supposed to be trying to stop? We're letting all of these charlatans, all of these vipers, completely take us away from the goal that we always had in the first place, and that's what it's supposed to be about. And if you follow these people, I want nothing to do with any of you that follow these vipers that just want attention, okay? Now, I'm willing to have a conversation with any person who's burned me. I'm willing to have a conversation with Nathan, even though he betrayed me today. I'm willing to have a conversation. I'd even be willing to have a conversation with Jason, and I sent him something the other day saying, search your heart and pray and remember what this was about in the first place, okay? Because, oh, and also, one last thing. All these people who are trying to say that anything had to do with drugs, this thing right here, that's my talk screen from the hospital. And you know what that says? That says that I have nicotine in my system. Did any of you guys know that I didn't smoke? I don't think so, okay? So if there was anything else, that's where it would be. And all that stuff's going to be posted on Twitter, okay? So you need to really remember what this was supposed to be about. You need to really remember what the focus was supposed to be and the difference we were supposed to be making, and how we have let ourselves be completely led astray by people that are self-serving and people that just want to be the star of a show and just want the attention, and they are exploiting Isaac's memory, and they are exploiting the actual abuse that is still occurring, that we are not making a difference that we could be making because we're focusing on these vipers. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I have contacts that are going to allow me to keep focusing on the fight that I started. And if I have to completely not interact anymore to make sure that that is what gets accomplished, that's all I ever wanted. I don't care about my reputation. If you want to call me whatever you want to call me in the world, do whatever you want. But if somebody tries to call me the murderer of my best friend, and I have every proof in the world to prove that it's not, I'm not going to sit back and let that happen, because that dude was my brother, okay? And that dude stuck by me through everything. So he forced my hand in this. And I wouldn't have done this if he did not force my hand. And you need to search your heart of who you're following and who you let influence you. Because don't forget what the goal was in the first place, okay? Don't forget what we were supposed to be doing. And don't forget what we've been doing this whole time. We've been fighting these vipers and dealing with these rumors and dealing with these people that want to get involved and these egocentric people that want to be the star of the show. I didn't want any of this. I never wanted to be the star of anything. I don't want any of this attention. I want to honor my brother, and I want to make the abuse that occurs stop. And if you don't have an interest in that, then I don't have an interest in you, and I have no reason to talk to anybody about anything else. All this information will be posted on Twitter. If anybody's got any questions, they can reach out to me on Twitter. I might do one follow-up if I left anything out, but I think that I was pretty thorough, and I've got more important things to focus on. So I feel like I owe it to the good people that are still here to clarify some of this stuff, and I feel like I owe it to the vipers like Robert to prove the lies that they're spreading. And if anybody wants to go to war with me, I'm willing to do it. So remember what the focus was supposed to be. If anybody's got any questions for me, you know how to get a hold of me. And anybody coming at me with anything negative is going to be ignored. Anybody who wants to come at me with anything positive, you know I'm always here for everybody. And keep Isaac in your memory. And don't forget why this started. And don't forget what we were supposed to be doing in the first place. And